Good evening, everyone. This is my week 6 case study that I decided to do on the Hegener versus Board of Education of City of Chicago. Um, so on July 18th, 1984, the Chicago Board proceeded to dismiss Rosemary Hegener, the plaintiff of the case. Rosemary was a tenured high school physical education teacher that had a great record up to July 18th. Um, then the plaintiff was accused of engaging in lesbian conduct with two students that go to the school. One of the students one of the students was in classes with her as a teacher, and the other one was not in any classes, but still went to the school and previously had classes with her. Um, so after the school board heard about this, obviously the plaintiff was suspended from her role as a physical education teacher in the school with no written notice or warning. And it is important that in the Chicago public schools, there is a process to suspending a teacher, and it includes letting the teacher know that they are doing something wrong or inappropriate with a formal letter, then letting them know that they will be suspended. Um, this was Mrs. Hegner's first real issue with the school district. As I said, she had almost a perfect record. Um, the hearing officer ended up stating in his findings that there was not enough evidence to support any improper sexual conduct with AP, and AP is the student who was not in her classes anymore. But for LR, who is a student that was still taking her class, that the relationship was encouraged with inappropriate behavior on school property by the teacher. Um, the plaintiff, the teacher, argued that there were no written rules against her actions. Other teachers at Lucy Flower High School did many of the same things she did without any disciplinary action, resulting there, excuse me, resulting therefrom, and she was being unfairly penalized for false rumors regarding the relationship with the student that was still in her class. So the school ended up terminating her with a suspension for a little bit of time. The school then had a decision that they can reverse the action of termination um, by proving the students, faculty, and school were not damaged by any way from this incident. Um, the Chicago board did not find any evidence of damage to LR or the school or to anyone that was involved. Um, and so they ended up letting her come back, which in 1984, when this took place, things were a little different, but I don't know if I, as an athletic administrator or principal or higher up, could let somebody come back after that, especially nowadays and age. But the text goes on to state that the right thing to do would have been to give the plaintiff a warning for her actions. There are no written out rules about anything that she did, which puts her in position to say that she didn't really know. Now, if I look at this as an athletic administrator standpoint, um, I think it's important to understand the risks of having faculty alone with students and the protocol about it, especially when you look at a physical education teacher or a coach who will be around students and student athletes while in a locker room setting, which becomes even more risky for anyone that may be involved. And I think a really simple thing that I know a lot of schools have is you're not allowed to be one-on-one with a student in a classroom or in a locker room or in a gym or anything, because it eliminates the eyewitnesses, and a student, as much as you hope that they wouldn't, could make up anything that they want. So the safest thing to do is, if as an athletic administrator, have a preseason meeting with all your coaches, physical education teachers if you're in charge of them as well, and just make that a simple rule. Even though they might not love the idea. It just saves a lot of issues for the future of something like this happening, even if nothing really did happen. So that is my week 6